You got to do it anyway. It's like the other day when the young man was on stage and he said, I'm still feeling some fear. And what did I do? I just pushed him forward. This is what you do. When you feel fear, I dive into the fear. I don't back off. I storm through it. Because what you're going to find is most of what you fear is an illusion. You're more than anything that could ever happen to you. You're more than anything anyone could try to do to you. You are spirit, you are soul. But your mind will use it to hang on to meet your needs if you let it. That's why you get what you tolerate in life. And if you tolerate this kind of pain, you'll have it ongoing. So what needs were you meeting? And then I want you to continue with your story, but you're doing something so valuable. You're gonna free some other people by your example, because most people would never dream they could overcome what you've been through, especially in the same community. So what needs were you meeting? And then please continue with your story.
Significance and certainty.
Yeah, how are you getting significance and certainty? By hanging on to the story. True story, but hanging on to it, reliving it, keeping it.
Because I actually felt like the story was making me unique and special.
Give her a hand for that. It's amazing. And how are you getting certainty? By hanging on to it.
Because I knew I would be in pain if I could just take myself back to that moment, and I could find I had certain link to pain, like I knew I could experience whenever I wanted to.
In other words, it was her emotional what? She knew it. Even though she didn't like it, she knew it. And so we go for what is comfortable, even if comfort is discomfort. It sounds illogical, but when it's all you know for so many years, you go there until you don't.
It was also certain that I would always have an excuse for failing.
Give her a hand. That's amazing honesty. Give her a hand. That's incredible. And by the way, no one could tell her that, because she would just be angry. She could only have that kind of self-honesty with herself. That's how she starts to free herself. Please continue.
So I've really, since UPW, and I vocalized it, and I received love, and people who I realized I wasn't a monster. I realized I was still loved, and that was beautiful.
Yes.
And
beyond true.
Yes. So I realized that my suffering was maybe for this.
Maybe what?
Maybe for this, I don't know, or to share. I've made it my life's work to overcome it.
Yes.
But my breakthrough was that. So I've overcome it. I had a spiral.
She's overcome it, ladies and gentlemen, for God's sakes.
Yeah. But it's one thing overcoming something, but then being able to tell it from a place of joy.
Yes.
Right? Not from that, I'm just like free, you know? It's like, I know, because I know it was a gift.
Give it up to
But my real breakthrough on the relationships is that I've overcome it by overachieving in business. I'm in everything except for with my husband.
Yes.
Because my husband's love is abundant and it's not scarce, and I know he's gonna love me no matter what, but I wasn't, for me, sex was about controlling or being controlled. And so if I wasn't controlling the moment, then I assumed I was being controlled, as no matter how tender it was or not, because I would replay that in my head that you talked about a couple days ago.
Yes.
I was like, why? I've worked so hard to get to here. You know, like, this is the glory that God has for me.
That is correct. Give it up for that. That's incredible.
And so I realized that I've changed my story everywhere else, but not here. And I realized that I need to change my story. So my story now is that, yes, I was raped when I was 14. I was gang raped by 4. Yes, I found it in my heart and soul through God's grace to give them the same grace and forgive them. I've overcome everything in my life that I've created a business. I'm a platinum partner. I'm talking But I've also found a way to still experience real inner beauty in making love with my husband.
That's beautiful.
Because God sent him. He sent him to love me. And all I'm doing is bringing that in bed. And I'm like, what are you doing? You don't need that. He's there. He's just love. And when instead of going into those love making with fear and who's going to be on top, just just love and receive the love and trust it and know that that's God's love for me coming through him. And yeah.
Is he here?
No, he's in Texas taking care of the kids.
Okay.
I'm excited to go home now.
Yes. Give it up.
The Tony Robbins Podcast is directed and hosted by Tony Robbins. Anna York is our editorial director and occasional host. Our executive producer is Carrie Song. Jamie Carvajal and Adriel De La Torre are our digital editors. Special thanks to Mary Buckheit and Diane Adcock for their creative review.